Hoy hoy, everyone. There is Sam.
There I
is
am. I'm
everyone
back,
doing?
but I got the wrong camera. Hello, everybody. Sam from Sam's Fantasy Diary. That is the blue-haired blogger himself, Greg from Fantasyland News. Greg, what's going on while I fix my camera?
Hoy hoy again, Sam. Welcome to the show. Welcome to how we always start this. Hey, listen, today we're going to talk Destination D23 coming to Walt Disney World, how you can get cheap hotels. We went and saw Moana 2. We went and saw Wicked. Where in the parks can you find both of them? We're going to go through everything today. We got Star Wars, we got parades, we got merch, we got Festival of the Holidays at EPCOT, Universal. We're going to go through Wicked. We're going to talk about popcorn buckets. We're going to talk about Earl the squirrel and his backstory. Plus, Sam, parades. We got Macy's Day Parade and the 6th ABC Thanksgiving Day Parade in Philadelphia. That is the longest serving Thanksgiving Day parade in the country.
I can't wait to talk about that. All that and more coming up. Let us know where you're watching from. Thanks for joining us. My camera's fixed. Happy Thanksgiving. More of that to come. And just like that, my camera is fixed. Greg, it's great to see you, my friend. We have so much to talk about. It's Thanksgiving Eve. That's a big time. I mean, a lot of people are out with friends right now. That's awesome. Have a good time. I'm preparing my meal for tomorrow. I'm sure you got. We'll talk about what you're doing later. But man, we got so much stuff. We should probably just jump right in.
We got a lot to do. And if you're here, thanks so much for being here. If you're not here, thanks for watching on the replay, because we know it's Thanksgiving Eve and everybody's either at the parks, getting back from the parks, or whatever you were doing. Thanks for being here. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, running to the store to get that last minute thing.
I hope not, man. That's a bad time to go to the store.
It is. But anyway, let's start.
Here.
Yeah. Hello. Greetings all. Glad that you are here. Thank you very much. Greg, big news dropped by Disney this week or yesterday, and that is that the D23 Destination D is returning to the most magical place on earth, which of course is Walt Disney World. This year coming to the Coronado Springs Resort at Walt Disney World, August 29th to the 31st, 2025. Pretty cool.
We kind of knew this news was going to drop sometime, and it finally did. Listen, how are you feeling about it being at Coronado Springs? A lot more foot space, way more rooms.
Foot space. For Disney, it's easy to see why they've done that. And if you're not aware, this historically had been at the Contemporary, a smaller space. I can say initially, Greg, much more expensive to stay at
$700 compared to Sam. You booked. You are coming down, and what did you spend?
$200 a night for hotel rooms. There is a block of rooms at Coronado for Destination D. It still has availability, and I booked for $200 a night, which to me is a no-brainer. That's one of the. You're telling me
Coronado, a mid-ranged, or what are you going to call those?
Moderate.
A moderate resort for $200 a night on a Friday and Saturday.
For D23, including Friday and Saturday, that's average cost. Now, to me, that's a little more than I'd want to pay for a moderate that does not have any convenient transportation other than buses, right? So you can't walk anywhere. There's no monorail or a Skyliner to any other resort.
That is still $100 cheaper than the average nightly price for a moderate resort, because they're coming in at $289 on average,
and which is great, and they'll fill that up. Coronado is, I've always loved Coronado since they've added the Grand Destino Tower. I like it even more. It is a favorite of the family when we're not at our DVC home. We've been there many, many times and spent many a day at Coronado between the swimming pool, the dig site, and there's a spa at Coronado that not a lot of people know about, tucked back in the corner.
The Three Rivers Bar? Is that the
Three Bridges Bar? Three Bridges Bar. Go to I want to say Toledo, but it's not. It's Tolado's on top. The rooftop dining. There is some really nice things to do, and you can easily spend a day at Coronado.
Rick's is there. You have the Mexican restaurant that is absolutely, it's so good over there. I'm excited about this. And
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to what they're going to announce.
Months until we know when tickets go on sale and how much it's going to cost and stuff. But you and I will then get in line and see our little man running across the screen again, like we did
As
for
we wait
D23.
to purchase tickets. That is correct.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to what they're going to announce or what may be opened. That's about 9 months away. Hopefully a lot of things are happening. By then we could see that, fully expect that Dinosaur will be down and not available. Likely the Rock and Roller Coaster and Muppet Vision will be under construction of some sort. There's lots of dominoes that are falling. And you and I speculated last week, if you weren't with us last week, or a special edition that was Monday night or whenever we did that, when the news dropped about Muppet Vision and the Rock and Roller Coaster going to the Electric Mayhem, you and I
Friday. That was Friday, by the way.
That was Friday. I speculated, Greg, that the Monsters Inc. area or Monsters Land that is going to go where Muppet Vision is going to include the roller coaster, and then something is coming into the theater. I speculated that what's coming into the theater may be the plussed up or the new version of Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, which would allow Disney to move that out of Tomorrowland and set up Tomorrowland for some big changes. And I'd love to hear about that. I mean, I'm speculating. I'd also love to know what they're going to do with that hotel, that spaceship that's parked over there near Hollywood Studios.
That's Moana 2. Hashtag Moana 2. It's all Moana right now. Everywhere.
All right, let's talk about that then. Let's segue over, because I could just get off in a distance here. The AMC Theater, there were more than just Moana 2. There were 2 big movies dropped. You went to see them both. Tell me about your experience, because one was you're just attending, and the other one was an event. So tell me what.
So let's start off with Wicked, and we're going to go more into Wicked when we get into Universal, because Wicked is a spectacular. And I watched my daughter, my wife, bond over watching this movie and have an amazing time. We had a great theater. We did not have people singing along. It was peaceful. It was great. It is the perfect Thanksgiving movie. And then the next day we got, and I got to say it loud, hashtag Moana 2. Moana 2, we got to see the preview with D23 and special guests.
So the movie
afterwards was
today.
Yes.
Wednesday, the 27th. You saw the movie yesterday, Tuesday, the 26th, right?
Yes. And it was a celebration afterwards with the Island Tower at the Polynesian Resort and Bungalows over at House of Blues, where you had backdrops to get photos from. You got to hear a DJ. You got to, it was food. It was Moana Spectacular. You walked away with some parting gifts. It was a lot of fun. Moana 2, here's a quick review. I'm not spoiling anything. It's fine.
Awesome. So I saw these images that you shared that we're looking at right now. And the one in the top right, it's clearly a stage with the Moana boat. I'm like, where in the heck was that? But you just answered it. It was at the House of Blues.
And the DJ was just screaming at us all night. Hashtag Moana 2. And that's all I can think of now is hashtag Moana 2. Everything is hashtag Moana 2. They did a great job. They had food for us. They had parting gifts. Like I said, D23, I think it was $23 a person to buy tickets, and you got the movie and the celebration. Was it worth it? Yes, it was, because you got the preview of Moana 2. Trailers, by the way. I just want to dissect one or two things. One, they had the new Marvel Captain America. Great on the big screen. They had the Lion King live action. I'm sorry, Mufasa. Mufasa. Ooh. The trailer they had there really made it look good. The trailers that they've shown do not equal the trailer they showed yesterday. The trailer they showed yesterday makes it look really good.
The trailer in the theater. So is it safe to assume that is playing before Moana 2 everywhere?
Yes. And then the other one, my friend, was Snow White.
Oh, that's right. That movie's
coming out too. Trailer for the 2025 release of Snow White. And my friend, move on.
Okay, move on.
Move on. I don't want to touch it with it. It looked beautiful.
The only thing that
looked wonderful, and then they showed the 7 magical creatures.
The only thing that I'm a little disappointed in is that the Originally, if you went back to the movie slate that should be coming out, there should be a Star Wars movie in there. The next episode with Ray, but that got canceled and got cut. But it is what it is. Skeleton
Not
Crew's
cut.
coming a day early. That's
Skeleton Crew is coming a day early.
We'll get there.
We're going to talk about that in a moment.
Yes.
But,
so Polynesian, there's some of the photo ops.
Island Tower. This was obviously Moana 2 is taking over the Island Tower, the Polynesian. It is the artwork you see on the side of the building, the pool, the bar, everything about that. So the tie-in with Moana, it made perfect sense. And then you got a little bit of swag out of it. You got the new, you know how they give you those little poster board artwork. So we got that. We got a new water bottle because you never can have enough Disney water bottles. And then your luggage tag. It was great. Listen, Michael Varga and Wendy down here. We got to run into Kevin Kern, who was dancing with his daughter and having a great time over there.
Very cool.
So we got to see a lot of our D23 friends. And then, my friend, we got to see the WDW ambassadors. Shannon and Serena were over there, and of course we're lucky that we know them very well, so we got to spend a little bit of time. Big hugs all around. They looked Polynesian and festive for the whole event, and so it was just a great night all around.
That's awesome. Love to hear that, dude.
Hashtag Moana 2.
Speaking of hashtag Moana 2, Moana is all over the parks. And in both in person and representation. So Disney shares some content. So if you're headed down to Walt Disney World, where can you find Moana? There's a few places, of course, at her meet and greet over near Moana Journey of Water in EPCOT. That's your spot in Walt Disney World.
And just to interrupt, she is still meeting as old Moana over at Animal Kingdom.
Okay. I was not aware of that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so you get both
also at Disney's California Adventure in Disneyland, by the way.
Yeah, she's great over there. They updated her there in Paris and Disneyland. Yeah.
Yes. So there's also a tree down at Disney Springs in the Christmas tree stroll is a Moana tree. And they're doing some of Moana's characters for the Not Drawn to Life, the Animation Academy.
Animation Academy. And listen, the Animation Academy is great over there. I need to figure out when they are going to do Hey Hey, and I need to go over there so I can try and figure out how to draw Hey Hey.
That is pretty cool.
I want
to advertise it as Friends of Moana. And of course, if you are in California, World of Color is doing a special preview of the movie before World of Color, like they do that few-minute preview before.
Yeah, they are.
So that's kind of cool. Awesome. There's also some cool snacks that just came out too for Moana. Now that Hey bottle topper, is that what they call it?
Straw clip.
Straw clip. That is Disneyland only, and it's while supplies last, and that it is what it is.
And if somebody lives out there and wants to send me one, I know a guy who would want a Hey Hey.
You know, there on the bottom left is the coconut macadamia pancakes. Those are Disneyland, only at the Riverboat Terrace, but that is pretty cool, and I thought they looked really, really good.
I've actually had a version of that while I lived in Hawaii. And I will take coconut macadamia on a pancake any day of the week.
It looks really good. Now, those are the two things at Disneyland. The other two items we're looking at are both available at Walt Disney World. The Moana 2, hashtag Moana 2 cake bar, which is passion fruit, pineapple jam, and caramel pearls with white chocolate is available at Amorette's at Disney Springs.
Right.
And at the bottom right, that is a Moana milkshake, which sounds really good, dude. This is orange cream milkshake with whipped cream, seashell pearls, and a chocolate coin. And that is available at Sunshine Seasons over at Epcot through January 17th. That's kind of cool.
And then they have a few others, like the Kakamora over at the Ganachery, which is a giant Kakamora, and you can break his head open if you so choose to beat up a Kakamora. Listen, if you haven't seen Moana 2, I'm not talking about it.
Yeah, okay, let's leave it like that. All right, from that, tomorrow's Thanksgiving, buddy. Let's talk about the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade and some new things from Disney, new and returning. New, and I think you and I have talked about this, Minnie Mouse is finally getting a float in the parade. She did not have one previously.
That's awesome.
Spider-Man is back for 2024. And Disney Cruise Lines has a special floats where they will be doing a performance as well.
Yeah, and listen, the Minnie Mouse stuff, they actually have a merchandise line that goes along with Minnie Balloon. Yeah, Disney's gonna have is gonna be all over Macy's Day Parade, and it's the Macy's Day Parade. How do you not like that's a family tradition? But
Yeah,
Sam, I'm gonna interrupt you and talk about the
please.
one and only 6ABC, sponsored by Duncan. Thanksgiving Day Parade on the Ben Franklin Parkway at Philadelphia, which you can watch, my friend, on Disney Plus tomorrow live, and Hulu and
I
ABC Live.
That's pretty
And
cool.
oh man, it is great. But not only that, the reason it ties into this is because not only is it a Disney owned station, but they specifically have a Walt Disney World float every single year. They don't do
That's cool.
Disneyland, they don't do cruises, they just do Walt Disney World. And this year's float is Chip and Dale, Goofy, Minnie, Donald, Daisy, and everybody looking a little frozen.
Oh,
And it's my hometown parade, man. Like as
sure.
a kid,
That's pretty
as
cool.
a kid, you would go, I want to be on a parade. I want to be on a float. And then as an adult, I'm like, it's cold. I don't want to go up there in the cold. And then, Sam, I was like, wait a second. I do media. I need to go up to Philly next year and get media to go see this parade because I've actually, no matter how many years I've done it, I've always been cooking in the morning. I've never physically gone and seen it. I have
Right.
been within 2 miles of it and have not watched it because when you grow up, you don't, you kind of just blow it
Well,
off.
I did not know this parade was as big as you say, especially for it to be streaming on Disney Plus and
It is the
Hulu.
oldest Thanksgiving Day parade in America.
So it's if Macy's is celebrating 98 years, is that right? Or 96?
114 years in Philly.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, and that's awesome. I maybe I'll give it a look because I've never seen it. I'm not in a market where it would be
Listen,
played.
you have to. I know you're on the other side of the state, but you have to
Yeah.
support the state. Who
Yeah,
cares about New York?
I don't have
know
a problem with it.
Macy's
I
is.
just never had the
There's nothing
opportunity.
wrong with Macy's Day Parade. We honestly, Holly will flip back and forth between them both because nowhere else are, as she put it, where else are you going to see the Broadway stars? And I was like, they come to Philly.
All right. So the one thing
Represent
I noticed
Philly,
here, we got Disney Cruise Lines, Minnie Mouse, Spider-Man, no Star Wars. We had a Mandalorian and Grogu float a few years back. But if there's any good Star Wars news, maybe it is that the Disney Plus premiere of Skeleton Crew is going to be a day earlier than originally thought. Originally, it was December the 3rd, but it's going to be December 2nd. I don't know what happened there, but that's great. Why not?
Yeah. Hey, by the way, thanks for telling me that it was going to be in select theaters.
It is. It's in select theaters nationally. In fact, there's a theater not far from me, and that is not sold out yet. You just have to look and see. But that's cool. The first 2 episodes they are going to play on the big screen.
I'm looking forward to Skeleton Crew. I love the feel of this. It looks really interesting. I love the adventure part of it. It's Star Wars. If you don't go travel through space and stuff, then I don't know. This looks with how much stuff they've canceled and the news and rumors about who's directing a trilogy, who's not.
Right.
It's just nice to have new Star Wars.
I am with you 100%, sir. Let's head to some merchandise because you spotted a couple of things, including a new calendar. It's always cool to have a new Walt Disney World calendar. The year is coming to an end.
2025. They have the 16-month calendar. It's for sale at stores, World Disney, all around Disney World,
all over the place, I'm sure.
All right, and look, I love the new images. The images, everything's kind of nighttime looking this year. I haven't seen that in years.
That's cool. I like it. I have no problem with it. You got some merch over in Germany? Some Christmas merch?
You would think that is in Germany.
It is not,
my friend.
It says EPCOT on the tag down there, dude.
That's why I took these pictures, because this, my friend, is at Marketplace Co-op in Disney Springs. I've never seen a World Showcase stuff being sold at Disney Springs like this. So it was really interesting. It is the new Germany collection, and it is for EPCOT, and it is Germany Christmas. It is for sale over at that pavilion over in EPCOT. But if you're looking for some stuff, they have it all out at Disney Springs also. Weird.
And I did not expect you to say that. I thought your pictures were out of order, but clearly they're not. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not crazy, man. I know what
You're
I'm
not
doing.
crazy. Well, I didn't say that, but um, speaking of merch and some retro merch, dude, how about some Lizzie McGuire Crocs? Is that what these are?
That's what those are, my friends. Those are
Wow.
Lizzie McGuire Crocs.
I did not expect to see these.
Uh, Sam, have you ever worn Crocs?
No, negative.
Good. I now have more respect for you. Me neither. But I do know that I've taken many pictures of Crocs, and they are light. They are very airy and light. I picked these up and went, like my hand dropped because I was not expecting how it's like they filled it with an aquarium on the bottom in the soles. Like there's so much weight to these. I don't know how somebody can wear them and be comfortable, but they look amazing. I mean, it's Lizzie McGuire. It's Disney
They
Channel.
look cool. It's Lizzie McGuire as a cartoon. I think that's awesome. I'm interested in comment below or let us know, like, who's into this. Is this hitting a niche market? I don't know if my daughter has seen these, if she'd be interested. I'm not sure, but it's interesting.
I think you got to be about 27 to kind of get the Lizzie McGuire thing.
Right. And she's a little younger than that. So yeah. All right. Okay. Let's head over to Epcot, dude. Festival of the Holidays, which means the Food and Wine Festival is over. That is behind us. Last weekend was it. And now we are dead deep into the Festival of the Holidays.
Oh, it is. It is on like Donkey Kong. It actually officially starts Friday. So if you're going to be around, Friday is the official date. Marquee's up.
Is that when if Friday's the first official date, that means the candlelight processional would be starting on Friday?
Yes. And I believe the first one is Josh Gad, because he's been posting on Instagram about being around in Disney World. So if you're in Disney World right now, you may run into Josh Gad somewhere, because he posted today from the Muppets. It's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool. That's super cool.
It was. Yeah. So, everything's going on at Epcot right now. They're going through a whole bunch of changes. And one of them I totally missed to get. And Sam, I'm upset because they had new holiday headbands that you can build your own ears.
Build your own.
Disneyland. Josh R., happy Thanksgiving, my friend. Thank you so much.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for joining us. The character meeting, before we get deep into Epcot, you did swing by character meeting. Moana is absolutely meeting. Is that the newer outfit, the older outfit?
Yeah.
What's happening here?
Hashtag Moana 2.
Okay.
Just make sure everybody knows that as the DJ screams it in my ears. Listen, this is the new Moana meet and greet over Epcot. She was really great. I asked her, I was like, that is a really pretty necklace. And I was hoping she would hold it up for me and not cover it with her hand. But that was it. Listen, that necklace on her, it was really nice looking.
So
she's got the updated skirt.
Can I assume the necklace has something to do with hashtag Moana 2?
Hashtag Moana 2. Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of what I thought. I don't know.
Yes.
It's fine. All right. It's great.
If you're lucky, and go to fantasylandnews.com, because I have an article about this. They're selling a popcorn bucket of that necklace.
Really?
Oh, yeah, and it's massive. It's good.
Okay. All right. We'll leave it at that. Let's continue on in Epcot for Festival of Holidays. Looks like you got back to the land.
Glimmering Greenhouses had started over there. Not only that, but they also started a tour. So Behind the Seeds is actually behind the Glimmering Greenhouse. Greenhouses.
Cool.
Houses. Yeah. So, of course, there's your Glimmering Greenhouse for 2024. We will be getting over there at nighttime and doing the A/B of daytime versus nighttime. And nighttime, it looks spectacular. Like, that's where you want to be.
This is a great overlay. It's so simple, but yet it's driving people in there. People are going to the land.
Yeah.
Here is a shot of Connections Cafe. Now, I'll be honest, Greg, I was hoping that the decorations got a little better than the poinsettia tree things that they had last year.
Wait. Did you not read the poinsettia article? They have over 100,000 poinsettias
I
around
understand
Disney
that.
World.
But I was hoping for something a little more drawn into or elaborate for World Celebration Garden than
these are giant trees made of poinsettias, and we're complaining about them, my friend.
I'm not complaining about them. They're absolutely fine. They're beautiful. Let's move on. Head over to the seas because you got some images of the new signs over there, which have omitted dolphins because they've been
There is
relocated.
no more
We talked
dolphins.
about that before.
I mean, no more dolphins. We talked about this a few weeks ago. The seas, the dolphins are now gone. They are gone to a rehab place up in Destin, Florida area. They're going to be taken care of up there, but Disney is no longer going to have dolphins down here. And they've opened up the side of the aquarium where the dolphins were, and they're slowly adding fish back in. So there was a few of the giant manta rays, or not manta rays, but rays that were swimming over there. The tank is still being used. They didn't close it off, so you can still. But yeah, they've erased all knowledge of their dolphins were ever there. Every single sign has been removed. There is no such thing as a dolphin over.
They're just not there anymore, but that's okay. We have other things.
Yeah,
never mind. Dolphins? What dolphins?
What dolphins? Never saw one. Don't know what you're talking about.
Joyful, a celebration of the seasons, part of the Festival of the Holidays. Greg, I have to ask you, where exactly is this stage? Because it does not look to be where the Encanto stage was.
No, it is opposite of the Encanto stage, my friend. So if Communicore Hall, if you're looking at Spaceship Earth, is the Encanto stage. If you're a Communicore Hall and you are looking towards World Showcase, there's Joyful, a celebration of the season.
So the music of Joyful is going to be projected back towards World Celebration Garden, whereas the Encanto music was projected away from it towards Figment.
Correct. They are opposite sides of that.
Are they both running simultaneously then?
No, they'll go back to back. But yeah, Encanto.
No. I mean, is it Encanto at 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock and 11, and then it's Joyful later in the evening?
Yeah, that's exactly. I know Joyful is going to start around 1 p.m.
Okay.
So underneath that banner was the show times, and because it was covered by a banner, I did not lift it up and take pictures.
I understand, but I do see. Does this insinuate two different shows? Joyful Christmas and Joyful Kwanzaa?
I think so. I really do. Yeah, I don't. I mean, we'll find out Friday. Obviously, I don't want to speculate too much on it, but I think that might be what is going on over there, and that's fine. Like you switch up shows during the day, and that way
you just do different shows.
Back.
I mean, you can do more shows if it's a different cast. You have a show at 1 and a show at 1:30 and a show at 2 and a show at 2:30. And
dude, you give me a gospel Christmas during at EPCOT. I will be there for every show.
That's what Joyful started as. Remember, there used to be, and the reason I was asking where the stage is, we heard it was going to be in World Celebration Garden, and previously this stage was right between the two stores in front of the lagoon. And we knew that was going to move with the opening of World Celebration Garden. What we didn't know is how it was going to be set. I assume, right, which you shouldn't do, that they would be on the stage where Encanto was, but that's not the case. They're flipped around to the other side where, Greg, at one point that was wide open, and then they put the shrubs in, the rolling shrubs.
John Hepp, good evening, my friend. Thank you so much for joining us on Thanksgiving Eve.
Yes, exactly. I did not eat either because I'm going to have a big one tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right. The Joyful stage is up. Could you see anything into Communicore Plaza or Hall?
Yeah. I mean, it's still open. It has been closed. That, and of course, the Odyssey Pavilion wasn't changed over yet, but I guarantee you they're changed over now.
Yeah. So, they'll be changed over before Friday, which
we did get to see. I mean, we're going to get to it in a moment here. We did get to see where they are going to put some of the new stuff that they've talked about, the Sensi Garden. And there it is. That is over in Harvest Hollow, which those signs, my friend, were still up calling it Harvest Hollow. So
the signs are still calling it Harvest Hollow?
Yeah. I thought that was interesting. Now, could the signs have come down in the last day? Yes. But this is going to be where you're going to get your Sensi stuff, and they're going to have everything installed. Listen, if it's like anything like the Sensi they do during Festival of the Arts, it's going to be or Flower and Garden.
They do Flower and Garden. They have the fragrances for the
It's going to be amazing. It's going to be well done, and I can't wait to hear the sugar-coated confections, sense of the season. Yes, please.
So is this where, and I hope this is a thing because I read that Disney Parks blog, the experimental prototype cookies of tomorrow? Dude, I want that.
Right, and then we still have to find out where the forest of lights or the lights, the trees that are lit up are going on there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we
Yeah. Yeah.
still
Yeah.
have a few questions
Yes,
that are going to
John,
be
that
answered.
absolutely is Holly.
Yeah,
Um,
that's Holly, all right. She writes
uh,
the plus. She's the
we have
plus in
questions.
Finland.
We have questions. We have questions. I have questions because in all of the holiday Santas that I have seen and holiday celebrations around World Showcase, which are all at Sam's Disney Diary on YouTube,
Mhm.
I don't remember Canada. Was there
Right?
a Santa or a storyteller in Canada?
No. So what they've done is every place that there is every pavilion, right?
Yes.
And then plus joyful Christmas and Kwanzaa, and then
Yes.
Hanukkah.
And Hanukkah.
So they've now listed each one of those on what's going on in each one of those pavilions or each one that is attached to that pavilion. So Canada has one, Great Britain has one, France, then Hanukkah,
Well, but they all
Japan.
had and we'll get to those other ones in a second. But for example, in Great Britain, in the back corner, that's where Father Christmas was always come out.
Right.
In France, it was Pierre Noel, and
But
they
Germany
all
never had that either. And
no, no,
Germany
no.
had the
Germany always had Helga. Germany had Helga, who was the German storyteller who sang "Oh Christmas Tree," and she had the Nutcrackers come out. Yes,
why don't I remember Helga?
Norway was the best, but let's keep going because I have some of the others. But I don't remember. If anyone out there does, please tell me. I do not remember a Santa or a storyteller.
They're not. It's because the band's playing there. So whatever the entertainment is and is going on. But yeah, they just
You're right. It's the Canadian holiday voyagers.
yes. So
That's who they
these
are.
scrolls are now at each one of those places telling you about that individual pavilion.
Yeah. Okay. And I love that. I love that.
Yeah. And it's great.
I
If you
wasn't
go to
quite sure
Fantasyland
what
News,
this
by the way,
decoration was. I'm
I
sorry.
broke down every storyteller in every land, what they do and how they do it, and
Awesome.
I think I did a good job with it
I'm
myself.
sure you did. I think I have a video of every one of them.
Yeah.
I do think, John, you're right. It is just the band.
Yeah.
So here's some of those that you talked about. There's the Kwanzaa story player up on the top left. In France, that's Pierre Noel. In Japan,
By the way, that's
it's Dharma
Hanukkah.
drummers.
Hanukkah is the top left, not Kwanzaa. Hanukkah.
I'm sorry, that's Hanukkah. Yes,
Hanukkah.
Francis Pierre Noel. It's the drummer in Japan, the Dharma drummer with her doll.
Yep.
That's the United States. I don't remember there being a storyteller in the U.S.
That would be the American Pavilion with the whole candlelight processional that goes on.
Sure. Yeah, the candlelight processional is the story. Of course
Right.
it is. One of the best is Sigrid and Norway. The top left picture you have her. Norway is phenomenal.
Yes.
I love it. It's funny. It's engaging. The kids laugh. It's a great.
I now need to see Helga because that doesn't look like it's set up for Helga.
That's not. So it was Helga a few years ago. Helga got swapped out, and they had an Oompa guy there last year. I have a video.
I'm
of
all
him
about the
out
Oompa guy. Oompa and
Helga was
Helga.
pretty funny because Helga she was the German lady that told the story, and at the end of Helga was cool because one of the soldiers, a Nutcracker, walked out and took pictures with kids. Which is really cool.
Man, and of course they have the Nutcrackers all over the stage over there in Germany.
Yes, and China on the bottom. Are they still bringing the dragon out for China? Do you know?
Yes, they have the dancers for the what is it, Chinese New Year? I'm sorry, Lunar New Year. They have the lion dancers.
Yes, that's what it's called. There are others too, but that's a story we can do. I have a couple of videos that are just the music and sounds of Christmas time at EPCOT, which is just cutting
great.
in.
You got to go to Sam's Disney Diary on YouTube and watch that.
That's awesome. All right, we're changing gears, dude. We're changing gears because we are going to talk about a place where you've been and I've only heard of.
Yeah. Universal this time of year, man. Their holiday started last Friday, November 22nd. Was that Friday or Thursday? Thursday, whatever day. November 22nd. The holidays have started over at Universal. And man, they do it right. They do a great job. Every theme park down here does a different and a good job with the holidays. Universal, of course, you have Despicable Me, How to Train Your Dragon,
Well,
Harry
they got
Potter.
some brands, and I'm assuming, dude, that you're holding a popcorn bucket in your hands right there.
Me
which appears
with
to be
a popcorn
minion
bucket?
holding you with a popcorn bucket, right? Appears to be a minion holding a snowman popcorn bucket.
Yeah, and its eyes move.
That's even better.
It's weird, man. It's weird.
So if I go through a couple of your pictures, the first one I saw here, dude, I thought, holy cow, are those Mickey ears? No, they're Grinch ears.
No, Grinch. They have ears over at Universal, obviously. But yeah, part of Grinch Miss over at Universal is such a huge thing. Not only do they have shows that you can see in Whoville, the Grinch himself is out there meeting and greeting. They have a Grinch breakfast where you and what is it, dining spot, so you can meet some of the Whovillians. You can meet the Grinch. You can have breakfast or lunch with them. They have so many things. The Macy's Day Parade, or sorry, Universal Holiday Parade featuring Macy's that goes out at 5:30 every single day. Yes, it's absolutely worth it going over there, John. Seriously.
We have a question from the audience, and John's asking, Greg, should I renew my Universal Pass for Christmas?
It's just good. Like, and right now, like during the holidays, we'll have a few weeks where it's going to be quiet, and then it's going to pick back up. It's a madhouse down here right now, Sam. Obviously, it's the holidays, but
well,
yeah,
it's the holidays, right? And
yeah, and then they have so much else going on besides just the parade and Grinchmas. Harry Potter has so much going on over there. Then they have the fireworks show for the holiday spectacular. And then Earl the Squirrel, my friend. Well, let's keep going
before we
through
go
this.
to Earl the Squirrel. They have a pretty big movie that you started talking about earlier, and that's what I have next up, which is Wicked. Because, dude, it looks like they got a little bit of merch for Wicked.
Not only do they have merch, they have the Wicked Experience.
Okay, is that what this is? Is this in a park
store.
or is this in City Walk?
This is inside Universal Studios.
Okay.
So Wicked is so good that they're like, we'll sell merch everywhere, but if you want to do the experience, you need a ticket to go inside to see the Wicked Experience. And as we all know, no one mourns the Wicked except for, I don't know, somebody. Anyway,
so these are props from the movie?
These are props. These are straight up real props from the movie. They are also backdrops to get photo shoots. They do take you through the story of Wicked. So you see Shiz University. You see where that's Elphaba's bed right there. You can see at that point she's Galinda, her dress that she's wearing. And they also have Elphaba's dress from as she turns into the Wicked Witch of the West. They have a whole thing about going to the Emerald City. You can see Oz over there. They have the controls to run Oz. There is Elphaba's dress and hat right there. There is the headmistress of Shiz, or the magic thing. I mean, look, there's so much going on over there for this. And the merchandise is really well done, and it ties in perfectly. And listen, this is a spectacle of a movie.
I love it. My wife and daughter went to see it. They loved it, said it was great. I did not go.
Why?
They did.
Why did you not go, Sam?
I'm sure I was blogging or doing something else. I'm not exactly sure, but I did not. But that's cool. It's awesome. I will eventually see it. I see Holly is obsessed. She wants it all. So, Greg, I hope that you're on that. That makes Christmas easy for you.
It really does. I just have to take her to go see it again and again, and I have become the best husband ever. I got to take her and Rory. They have to go together. I am the third wheel.
I got confused for a minute because you posted a Disney picture, but you were in Universal, and I got really, really, really confused.
So I love me some Simpsons, and I have met Homer before. I never saw Homer, Lisa, and Bart all together in one shot, and I was like,
"That's cool.
I got to do this." Yeah, it was great. So of course, and the characters they're great, man. They know how to play along, and they love the blue hair, and you got to play the part.
Yeah, no, it's great. And, you see the Simpsons over there, and it makes you wonder what will happen a few years from now.
Yeah, are we going to see them sitting around Hollywood studios soon?
Well, so let's be factual here. We know that the contract that Universal has with the Simpsons is going to expire, and they're already talking about removing Springfield from Universal Studios. Yeah, I would love to see it just roll down the street because I think it's a great location.
Yeah, I'd love to see I don't know, Legend of Zelda would be great over there at the Simpsons spot.
Yeah,
or
they
Pokemon.
have other properties.
Bring in Pokemon. Oh, yeah. You get every fanboy would be nuts.
So look,
we'd all be throwing Pokeballs at each other, and I choose you, Charizard.
It's the same thing that Disney's going through. We need our IPs in our parks. We need the Muppets, not Aerosmith. And Universal's going to do the same thing. Why would you want to negotiate and redo a license that doesn't belong to you? So
unless it's the Avengers, and you can make billions of dollars more because of the competition up the street.
Yeah, agree. And there's differences behind it. All right. So let's jump to what I initially thought, Greg, that you went to Buc-ee's, because I was very confused at these images, because this apparently is Earl the squirrel, and I don't know who that is.
Sir, sorry. If I was at Buc-ee's, you would know I was at Buc-ee's. We'll put that right on Front Street.
That's what I thought. I thought the next picture was going to be just Rose.
That, my friend, is Earl the squirrel. Now,
okay.
I need to tell you a little bit about Earl the squirrel, because this is theme park fandom 101, and this is how you know that you're, as a park, you're smart, right? Okay. So back in 2015, they were pulling the holiday tree out of storage, and they apparently a squirrel was found living inside the tree.
Sure.
Okay. So they set it up, they test it, and everything's working. And then apparently this squirrel was still inside this tree, and he bit through the blue light strands. I don't know if Earl lived or died at that moment. Nobody knows, but the legend of this squirrel who lived in the holiday tree from 2015 became bigger and bigger. And one person would tell two people, and you know how it goes. Next thing you know, Universal around 2019, 2020 started putting Earl inside the tree, hidden every year, and he would pop out and he would say hello, and then he'd hide back in the tree. Cool. And then next thing you know, he's in the tribute store, and then he's got merchandise, and then he's got a kid's book that he wrote that tells the story of Earl the squirrel. And now Earl the squirrel is everywhere during the holidays at Universal, and it's because of this little squirrel who just happened to live in the holiday tree during one year. And I love that story. I love Earl.
Thank you for telling me that story. I get it. It's awesome. When I see this meet and greet and the squirrel, which is cool, he's cute. He's got why do we not have an Ollie meet and greet at Hollywood Studios, dude? I mean, dude, come on.
So Earl the squirrel this year, last year they started what they called March of the Nutcrackers, right? What you do is you pay a certain amount. So there's the tree, and inside that tree, and he has an animatronic that pops out once in a while. Normally he's holding like a blue light strand or something. He'll pop out, he'll say hi, and then he disappears. Every year, everybody races to the tree to find out where Earl is in the tree, and every year he is there, and it's wonderful.
There. And it's like it's like the black cat in the Osborne Lights, man.
Yes, that's exactly it. And he's become this. Earl has March of the Nutcrackers, right? You pay $14.95. It's like doing Olaf's scavenger hunt or something.
Okay, sure.
At the end, you're given an ornament, right? And you go around to to a lot of stores, and you'd go on a hunt to find Earl, and he's always with nutcrackers. Well, each nutcracker is themed to that store. So if you go into the Men in Black store, there's an alien nutcracker and a Men in Black nutcracker, and there's Earl. And then so you see that all throughout all the lands, and it takes you through Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios and City Walk. So it's really cool, man. You can read more about that on fantasylandnews.com. I wrote all about
Earl. I love that. Thank you. We'll share that. And it just had, when I mentioned the black cat from the Osborne Lights, I mean, Disney missed the mark, because they could have named that cat. Right. They could have sold merch. They could have done all kinds of things.
He could have become the park icon.
Which is really what Earl the Squirrel's become. That black cat could have evolved into some character that Disney owned that is part of their Christmas at Hollywood. And
I mean, I can understand that
he could be the host of Jollywood Nights, dude.
Whoa. Don't you disparage Ollie.
Well, what's Ollie? Ollie's a cardboard cutout.
Dude, Ollie's a gingerbread man person who plays jazz music.
Earl's a squirrel. Keep going. What's the tribute store?
And the cat would have eaten the mouse over there. It's a tribute store. Sells merchandise, man. It's a tribute store. No, it's
Well, let's go inside.
what it is it each year it's themed differently. And they used to only have it like themed twice a year, but now they're doing it every season. So they have Mardi Gras store, they have
So it's
a
a
retro
store that's
store.
always there that just now happens to be
Yes.
it's a
And
rotating
so it's the
seasonal
tribute
store.
store now. So of course they have the Grinchmas stuff. They have Hogsmeade all dressed up. They have Earl the Squirrel story all in there. Then they have Coca-Cola Santa. So retro Coca-Cola Santa is in there. You can buy some amazing snacks and drinks. There's all your merchandise. There's the Grinch popcorn bucket. You got Grinch lounge flies.
Bucket? Slow down.
Yeah. Yeah.
He actually looks pretty cool.
He does.
You know what? And I got to tell you, the universal buckets that you're showing me, they look like popcorn buckets. Like there's room to put popcorn inside of it.
On most of them, because there's one or two where I'm like, I don't know where you're going to put the popcorn in.
Okay. All right. Well, this one, Grinch's head is pretty big. And it looks like if that Santa hat comes off,
Wait.
Pretty
So
big.
John put it succinctly where I babbled. He succinctly, it's a tribute to current events going on in the park.
It's a
Thanks,
tribute
John.
to Christmas. Thank you, John.
I just start talking, my friend. You know that.
Thank you, John. We appreciate that for sure. So there's the Grinch bucket.
Yep.
So this is the just general merch for holidays or is this the Macy's parade? What exactly?
That's the Universal Holiday Parade featuring Macy's.
Okay.
That's some of their merch.
No, it's featuring Macy's because they have some smaller versions of the balloons. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay. That's what I thought. Here's some of the Nutcrackers, by the way.
Yeah, this is March of the Nutcracker, and
didn't understand it until you just explained it, but I put the pictures in here, and I thought, what is this?
Yeah, that's just like doing the Olaf quest or one of the other quests where you're trying to find something.
Now, look, in this regard, the image on the top right, which is Earl the Squirrel with his looks like a Canadian hat that he's wearing. That's the image I looked at, and I thought, oh, Greg went to Buc-ee's.
Again, if I go to Buc-ee's, you'll know it, my friend.
And these are some of the Nutcrackers.
These are some of the Nutcrackers, and there you go. They're themed like ones in the candy store. I love the black and white ones over at the Universal store, over at Island Adventure. Trader's Post is, I think it's called. There's the Men in Black one. So yeah, I mean, you could see them all. Universal again does such a good job at their holidays.
That is great. I love it. Now this is just general decorations in the park. Yes.
This is just Grinchmas in this area and in the Dr. Seuss Landing. I don't know if it's Seuss Landing. So they have Grinchmas going on over there where, again, you get to meet the Grinch will come out. And Sam, the Grinch is great because you don't know where he's going to go with his conversation because he could turn into an adult at some point.
I understand. And that's pretty cool. That's what sets Universal apart from Disney, right?
Yes. And it's well done. And then,
more popcorn buckets.
This popcorn bucket, I don't know where you put the popcorn in at because this thing's heavy and rotates.
That's a Jurassic Park dome globe. I don't know what they call them.
Jurassic World. Yes. That would be movie.
It's the thing they ride in to go see the dinosaurs, and it looks like blue's attached to this one.
Yep, it's great.
A plush blue. All right, and what is this? Is this a
How to Train Your Dragon? Island of Berk. So obviously How to Train Your Dragon, they're going to have a whole land over at Epic Universe, but this is, oh my God, I don't know why his name just escaped my head, Sam, but it just did. And if Holly was watching, she'd be like, it's this dragon. And I
don't. That is his name. More Minion popcorn buckets.
Banana. I don't know if so this one came out in middle of November, right?
Okay.
Toothless. Thank you, Holly. That was Toothless was the dragon's name. This one came out in the middle of November, right? But it looks like a Halloween one because it's a minion in a banana suit.
Okay, versus the one we saw previously, which was a minion holding a
snowman.
Yes, a snowman, and that looked like a bucket. Okay, cool. Yes. So that's for November. So every
month
you
up in the back again.
Minion popcorn bucket. Sure.
Transformers popcorn bucket.
Oh, I love that one. Transformers, of course it is.
It's Grimlock, man. Me Grimlock.
Of course it is.
Yeah, love that.
All right, and these are
outside in City Walk. City Walk is fully decorated. Also, Mistletoe Pines Village is where Earl the Squirrel is from. That's where he originally came from. There's his red truck. Yeah, I mean, and this is right outside the Epic Universe store.
Okay. And that is where the tree came from back in 2015?
Yeah, it came from Mistletoe Pines Village.
That's pretty cool.
That's how the story goes.
I love this story. I think it's the coolest. I'm going to jump back to Disney for a second. I'm going to jump back to Muppets, because on our special report on Friday, we did talk about Walter, which is number 14 of 70. And I've been putting together this image, which is all of the magnets up to date. And you shared one that I think is way cooler than mine.
It's a lot of magnets going on. Dude.
That's a lot of magnets going on.
I was going to get
that's your refrigerator.
Everyone. What?
That's your refrigerator?
That is my I'm looking at my refrigerator. That is my refrigerator.
How have you determined if they will all fit?
Okay. We will get 45 on the front door.
Okay.
Then we will get another 20 on the freezer. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So we're at 65, and then I'm going to have 6 others, I think. So it'll take over the whole front of my fridge and then have a few off to the side. And we're trying to figure out if we can do it a better way. But Rory is in charge of this. Yeah, we'll figure it out. And you will see all 71.
Oh, yeah. 71 because of the anniversary magnet, which is
the anniversary magnet goes with it. Yes. So 70 weeks of this, and we are at week 14, and I have all 14, my friend.
So here's my question, and we had alluded this, and you and I in a side conversation were talking about the Muppets Family Christmas, which is one of my favorite holiday specials. Absolutely watch it every year. Yeah. It's one of the final things that the Jim Henson Company did before the company was broken up, meaning it's when the Jim Henson Company had all of Sesame Street, all of the Muppets, all of the Fraggles, all of everything they ever did under one production company. So that special includes Kermit and Big Bird, and you just go down the list of absolutely everything. Elmo's in it, Bert and Ernie are in it, Miss Piggy, Gonzo, go down the list of all of them. But one of my favorite parts of that show is the fact that the turkey who's there for the dinner is attempting to convince Swedish Chef that Big Bird is the turkey. And it's a bit that goes on, and it concludes with and I forget the gentleman's name that is the proprietor of the place, but it's his house. He was going to be leaving, but had to stay. And he's at one point, Greg, he says, "That's not the turkey. The turkey's the turkey, you turkey."
Yes.
That's the next magnet. I want it to be that turkey.
I will take that turkey as the next magnet. But speaking of that, let me just correct you a little bit. That is Fozzie's mom's house that they are at.
Fozzie's mom's house. Thank you.
And the proprietor that you're talking about is the old man from Fraggle Rock.
Yes.
Who is always with Sprocket.
And I couldn't remember his name, but Sprocket is in it as well.
I swear, Sam, Rory and I have just watched all of Fraggle Rock and still can't remember his name.
I don't recall his name.
I don't either. But I'm with you on that show. That is one of the best episodes, and it's 50 minutes long. It is so well done. Every character you could think of shows up from Sesame Street. Bert and Ernie are on there. Big Bird, like you said. And then, of course, the Fraggles come in. And then, I mean, the Muppets themselves are part of it. And I don't mind. That turkey, I hope, comes out on Friday. If not, you know who I really want? I want Muppaphone. I just want those Muppaphone Muppets.
Maybe the name is Doc. Maybe his name was Doc. And by the way, I just posted a link to that video on YouTube.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, please go watch that.
Roll out the it's not the holidays till I watch that. There's a couple of great scenes in it. There's also a Jim Henson cameo within it, which is awesome at the very end.
Speaking of shows, I'm going to go off on a tangent here also.
There we go.
Disney stopped putting out, and you cannot find the original episodes of House of Mouse that used to show on the Disney Channel, right? House of Mouse would feature Mickey Mouse as the proprietor of a nightclub
Yes.
and all the
Yes.
villains, all the characters, everybody would show up. Well, there's an episode called Turkey Day that if you want to look for it, please find it. But it is about the turkey, and all people want him to do is gobble. Like, and then like you have some of the villains are drooling over him, and then like Daisy Duck has got a thing for this turkey, and every time he
that's
gobbles,
funny.
she swoons. But yeah, House of Mouse Turkey Day, if you can find that,
I will look for it.
brilliant.
We have a DVD with a couple of House of Mouse episodes.
Yeah.
But I don't think Turkey Day is one. The Halloween episode is one of them, which is really
We
good.
have House of what's it? House of Mouse Villains, and
that
then
must
House
be the
of
same
Mouse
one I have.
Christmas, and
Yes, I don't have
yeah.
Turkey Day. That's great. That's
Oh,
great.
it's
Which,
so
by the way,
good, man.
are you going to have a turkey leg tomorrow? Are you going to any parks on Thanksgiving Day? What do you do on Thanksgiving Day in Walt Disney World?
I don't do anything at which is I stay away. It's about like, man, we are at the parks, what, 300 days a year?
Yeah, you are.
No,
I get it. I get it.
It is 100% a day of family and a day of being thankful for everything we have.
That's exactly what it should be. And that's what it will be for me here. I've never been in the parks on Thanksgiving Day. I know people that have, and of course, it's 30 days out, 60 days out. They're trying to get that reservation at the Liberty Tree to get the Thanksgiving dinner, but you can do that any day down there.
Yeah, there's a lot of places having Thanksgiving dinner. Contemporary Steakhouse 71 over at Disney Springs.
Right.
Everywhere you want to go. Listen, Sam, that's pretty much it for today. So what I will say is I want to say happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. And I am grateful that we get to do this show every Wednesday at 9 p.m. And we are grateful and thankful for everybody who tunes in. We will be back again next Wednesday with even more Disney news from Walt Disney World and who knows what else. We never know. John, Ollie, everybody who's watched tonight, we appreciate each one of you guys. Sam, on that note, you can go to samsdisneydiary.com, Sam Disney Daily on Instagram, or Sam's Disney Diary on YouTube. You can get me at Fantasyland News blog on Instagram, Fantasyland News everywhere else, on Blue Sky, on TikTok, on Twitter, on Instagram, YouTube. If you're watching here, thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. And on that note, Sam, end of the line.
Happy Thanksgiving, Congaloosh.